Hi guys, this is the Betamax man, and this is part 2 of working on the Sony HFR30. Now this is a beta hi-fi ready deck, so if I can find a beta hi-fi processor for a decent amount of money, I will buy one so that we can turn this into a beta hi-fi machine. And with the beta hi-fi processor, this machine will be worth a little bit more money than what it is currently. So we do need to get this thing fixed first, though, don't we? So we need to get this thing going. So let me show you the problem that me and the Betamax Kitty are having, and that is we have a new problem. And that is due to a broken tape guide. Let me show you the tape guide that broke. This little guy right here, as you can see, it's not supposed to move back and forth like that with my finger. Now I think I know why it broke, because there's resistance here, so we need to find out what's going on here. And wow, now it's kind of stuck. Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely broke. So we're gonna have to repair that. And let me show you what happened here. As you can see, I don't know if you can see the gear, but let's put my light on here so we can see. So you can see the see this broken gear here, and it's got a spring on it. It's a spring is to give it tension. But this gear broke, and so that is why this machine is not working mechanically. What I did was I changed the Hall effect device out with another one, because I'm not sure that the first one I put in is working correctly. So I put a third one in, and then when I went to go try it, it broke. So the tape guide broke. So, and it's getting stuck. Something is catching and it's getting stuck. I think the tape guide just got stuck and the motor was still turning and it broke the gear. So to get this thing repaired, we need to take the video head drum assembly out. The whole entire head drum needs to come out. We also have to remove the plastic, white plastic covers that cover the loading ring. And once we do that, then we can get to that part. And I don't have a part that I can just swap in. I'll have to get a parts deck and pull the part that I need and put it in. So I wanted to show you guys this particular process because this is a very common problem with these beta machines, especially with the 711 chassis. It doesn't matter if it's a 711D or 711B chassis, they all have this issue. And so we're going to address this issue. And we're going to show you guys how to repair it. Because I'm sure that one of you out there in YouTube land has this very same problem. And may not know how to repair it or go about how to do it. So we're going to show you in this video. I love this little light. This is actually just a desk. It's called a book reader light or something like that. But it works perfect for me because I can clamp it on the side, on the machine, on the chassis, and I can get my light where I need to go. See, I can just move it around. I mean, it works out beautifully. So this is really cool. I'm really happy with this particular light because it's really going to help me in my repair jobs. So let me get the bottom plate off, and we're going to pull the screws out and unplug the head from the preamp, and let's get this thing up and going again, mechanically, that is. But we still got to tackle the problem with the drum running at the incorrect speed, because the drum is just running at a really fast speed. Now that we got the bottom panel off, we can now get to the issue where we need to get the head drum assembly out. There's 3 screws, one here, over here, and back here. So those screws need to come out. Now they are spring loaded, so they do have springs on them. They also have a washer, so you need to make sure that you don't lose the washers, because if you don't have the washers, your springs have nothing to stay on. So you just need to make sure that you don't lose any of the washers or the springs for the head drum screws. As you can see, that this has definitely got a spring. They got springs in them, and that really is because it's got to hold them tight. So I'm gonna put these where I'm not gonna lose them. So the washer is right here, and the spring goes behind it. So as you can see, we're gonna take the rest of those out, and once I get these other 2 out, we've got to unplug it from the amplifier here. Okay, so once I get these other 2 screws out, then I'm just gonna unplug the wires here. This wire plugs into the amplifier, and then there's another one that plugs into, I believe, this bottom circuit board here, and then we'll be able to pull the head drum completely out and get that out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead, and before I remove the other 2 screws, I'm going to go ahead and unplug the wires so that when I do get the other screws out, wow, that's on there pretty tight. There we go. And then we gotta unplug the other one, so I gotta figure out where the other one goes to. So the other wires, one of them plugged in right here, and the other one was right here. So over here and here is where the other 2 connectors are, and you just unplug them, and now we can take the drum out. Alright, now I'm going to pull the other 2 screws out here, and we'll cut back in, and we'll do this. So this, I'm just going to take these out. Okay, so we did remove the head drum assembly. There it is. This head drum is now removed, so now we can get to the parts that we need to get to. So now the next thing that we've got to do is we need to take the screws out of the loading ring. So we're going to take, there's a screw there, So there's several screws, but we can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws all together that will take the loading ring out, and then we can actually get to the part that we need and we'll replace it. So let's just get that going. So let's get my smaller screwdriver, and I'm going to go ahead and take the screws out, and then we can get the loading ring off. Okay guys, I have now took the inner loading ring out, and here it is. Here's the inner loading ring assembly, and here's the part that's broken. So it's actually broke right there. It's broke right off that piece of plastic. Now another thing that I was wanting to address here is that when it threads the tape around the drum, it actually has a little bit of a grinding noise, and you probably heard that grinding noise in the first video in part 1. Now I believe that there's no need for me to take out the outer ring. I can actually get to where I need to get to without taking that out. But here is the broken piece here. So we're just gonna pull up on it, and that broken piece will come right out. With a pair of pliers probably be easier. There we go. So this is the plastic piece here that has snapped in half, as you can see, and that slides into this, but it also has a spring. Now I think that spring probably popped off. I don't know where the spring went to, but as you can see, the loading ring is quite simple actually, because it's got, as you can see, this is how it loads, and these spring-loaded guides are gonna pop up, you see, just like that. So, and anyway, but the piece that we're going to repair or replace is right here. So I'm just gonna see where see if there's a spring that got jammed in there. Just gonna make sure there's no spring that got jammed up in there. So I think the spring just popped out somewhere. But anyway, so the loading ring, or the piece that we need to get to, is right here. So we can just slide the new piece will slide down into that slot. Yeah, so there's a slot down in there. It's not doing a very good job holding itself up, is it? Okay, so the piece that broke, it slides down into there. Now it's also got a spring on it, so you gotta make sure that the spring is on there. But you can see that this plastic piece is actually what broke. This piece is what connects to the tape guide itself, and this guide of course rides along on the ring. So it rides on the ring, and what I think I'll do is when we put the new piece in, we're going to do just a little bit of lubricant. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in the grooves of the tracks, the plastic groove here. I'm going to put a little bit of oil, 3-in-1 oil, and just going to put a little bit on the plastic piece, so that when this thing rides on it, up and down on it, that it'll slide nice and easy and not break. And I think what caused it to break was that it got stuck, and this was stuck, but the motor kept on turning, and so the torque of the motor is actually what broke it, because the tape guide was not moving for some reason. And I think the reason why the tape guide wasn't moving back and forth is because I think the lubricant had dried up and actually caused it to get stuck. And then of course the torque of the motor busted it and finished it off. So we're going to go ahead and just put the new one in. So this thing basically just rides around in like this. You see, there's a little groove that it goes into, and but it goes down in there like that. See, so it goes down in like that, and it rides the rail like a choo-choo train. It rides the rail. So we're gonna get that part out, and I've got a scrap machine, and we'll pull the this piece out of it. So I was mentioning about the spring. Well, the spring can't come off because the way it's made, the spring can't come off. Let me show you what it's supposed to look like. So here's the new piece. As you can see, the way it's built, there's no way that spring can come off unless it breaks like it did on the other one. So this is what the part is supposed to look like. So here's what you want to do is take the part, we're going to snap it into place. So it's just going to go down in there and snap it into place. And we'll put that down in there. So this requires 2 hands to do this, I think. Okay, so now I've got it into place. So, and I've got it up underneath the guide. So it just put it up underneath the guide just like that. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I gotta put the center piece back on. So here is the center piece that we gotta put back in. So we're gonna put that into place as well. Let's get that into place, and once this thing will actually should lay down in there pretty good, so it'll snap into place, or maybe not, I don't remember. So let me get this piece on, and there we go. It does not snap in like I thought, but it just lays down in there. And then let's put the screws back in now, and once I do that, this thing will be ready to be put back together. So we've got it into place now, and as you can see that it's got the loading ring back on, and the pieces in there just like it should. So the next thing that I want to do is to move the rails. So let's just move it back to its home position. So the home position is just about there, right there. There's the home position. So So let's just move it and make sure that everything goes properly, because I may have to take the ring back off if it doesn't go smoothly.